Hey everybody, it's Car Ray Rob. I'm Ray.
I'm Rob.
Today we're giving you our before and after trailer breakdown for Flatliners.
What do you know? Another remake.
The freshest ideas coming out of Hollywood are from the 90s, I guess.
I will admit, I was a fan of the movie when I was young. Is it a great movie? No, and I have not seen it in 2 decades, so it may not be anymore.
Maybe it never was.
Maybe
you were just young and stupid.
Speaking of remakes, this wasn't a great movie. We just did the video for Murder on the Orient Express, and that is a classic. While it's kind of sacrilege, it's also why that movie's being remade. Flatliners was in no way a classic, so you're like, why are you remaking this movie?
It wasn't good then, it's probably not going to be good now.
Right.
What is Flatliners? Because I didn't see it, so what?
The storyline is cool. Again, feels very much like that early 90s dark, edgy type thing where it's about this group of doctors who are basically experimenting with near-death experiences. So they die. They stop each other's hearts.
Kill each other.
They do. They stop each other's hearts and then, bring them back to life, and is supposed to, they start having these, between life and death experiences, and then they supposedly start bringing these bad things back with them, and that type of movie.
I see. Seems like an idea maybe you could expand on.
They could put a new twist on it, with medical advancements and all of that. But I think one of the more interesting things about this movie is the cast from the original. I mean, people went on to do big things. Kiefer Sutherland, Julia Roberts, Oliver Platt, biggest star of them all, Kevin Bacon.
Did he make anything past this? Career plateaued and fell off the cliff?
Absolutely. That dude hasn't done anything in 12 minutes.
Julia Roberts definitely bloomed. I don't think this was the peak of her career.
Yeah. And probably the least well-known Baldwin, or one of them, William Baldwin. I mean, if you're a fan of Backdraft, which I am
a huge fan of Backdraft.
I know that the cast in this is not anything special.
Ellen Page.
And
who's playing a 10-year-old probably.
I mean, she'll be playing a 10-year-old until the day she dies, unfortunately. I mean, it's just genetics.
She was a stunt double for the girl in Logan, I heard.
Maybe these people all grow up to be the next A-list actors.
The next Kiefer Sutherland. Well, let's check it out then. Let's see what we got here.
Let's see what we got.
Do you have plans tonight? Do you want to have fun with me later?
Courtney Holmes, I am mildly surprised, but also
He totally thinks he's gonna get blown.
Midnight basement, sublevel C.
Especially in the basement. God.
Sub-level 3.
I would like you to stop my heart. You give it
Wait,
1 minute,
wait,
and then
what?
You give me back.
You brought a condom for this?
we say it's all a joke.
What happens to us after we die? The only way to find out is to see for ourselves. We could document that experience.
Diego Luna.
White light? It was more like pure energy.
How was she playing the piano?
Next time he comes on,
It's like
tell me
our
if
brains
you
been
think Diego
rewired.
Luna has a ball.
Next.
No.
Charging 200.
He says long hair.
Clear.
Yeah, let's just pull that. Crisis averted.
Said awakening.
3 minutes. Jamie only did 2. What can I say? We're competitive. I'm going next. 5 minutes. 7 minutes.
It's funny that
No one's ever
the
come back from
basement
that.
from the original is much dirtier.
Well, basements have undergone huge upgrades since then.
Was it all fun? Was there anything disturbing?
Somebody left a baby on this boat. Anybody?
Something
Baby on the
that
boat.
does. I think I'm going crazy.
Maybe we opened a door.
Drowned in her own car. Is that possible?
Something is coming for us. Something I did. Something I did.
Jellies.
Defense just not stabilizing.
How many times do we do the bit where they can't get him back right away?
Wake up. I should have told you this wasn't about science or discovery. It's been over 4 minutes.
I did not know that the side effects would show up and start hunting us down.
This was my fault.
What was she getting it?
That's half the battle. All right, Rob, that trailer had an interesting feel to it because it felt like one part of the trailer felt bright and this like scientific type movie, then the back half of the trailer felt like a horror movie. Is that kind of how the original plays?
The original I would never classify as a horror movie. There are psychological thriller aspects to it, but I would never call it flat out horror.
Yeah.
This one I think is what they are going for, that horror audience. It's not adding anything for me personally. Like, I don't think that the movie's necessarily going to be better because of that. It's probably a smart move for modern audiences, just because I think they're looking more for that jump scare horror.
Me personally, I'm not a horror fan, so I would have liked them probably to stay more toward the psychological thriller. I get that they're bringing things back with them from the other side, and that would, there's some play that, but I probably would have prefer that to be more a psychological thing than a jump scare thing. I felt like it almost didn't fit. I didn't like how it fit, I think, in the trailer.
It felt a little clunky. I will say the trailer overall, I don't think it was cut particularly well. Like you said, there was a defined break where it kind of went from that, brighter kind of, and I even thought that when I was watching it, I'm like, man, this is not anywhere near as dark as I remember the original being, and then it took that turn. I'm worried that the horror aspect of it is going to actually downplay the interesting philosophical levels that this movie, the original, even kind of had. Is it a deep thought movie? No, but there's a lot of interesting ideas that I do feel like that they explored, and I don't know if the way that they're playing this particular version of the movie is going to allow for that.
Makes me feel like the last 30 minutes I'll throw it all out the window and just do a scare fest anyway. I will say though, I think cast wise it looks kind of interesting. We knew Ellen Page, but we didn't know Diego Luna.
Yeah, I swear did not see his name on the cast list, but I might have just looked over it.
I like Kiersey Clemens. She was in Dope. She's going to be in Justice League.
Yeah.
She's going to play the Flash's love interest when Flash movie if that ever gets off the ground. See some young people who maybe, like the original movie cast some young guys that kind of took off. Maybe this movie can try and do the same.
Yeah, it's possible. I said in the before section I didn't see anybody else in this movie going anywhere, but I think that's probably mean because, again, it's not like I'm sure everybody thought that Oliver Platt was going to become Oliver Platt.
He didn't become Oliver Platt.
He grew up to become Oliver Platt. You're going to grow up to become Ray one day.
I can try to be. That's my aspirations.
I will say this movie, for me, still kind of feels disconnected just because I just see Flatliners as that 1990s movie. It's kind of made in that span of time with like Jacob's Ladder, where it's like they were making these kind of cool dark movies that, like I mentioned
earlier,
interesting idea. Yeah, very layered, lots of stuff that you might not see on the surface. I don't think this movie is really going to have that.
Yeah, there's something to be said, even if the original wasn't critically well received or whatever, or had that long-lasting impression upon the audience, but there's something to be said about when you look back at it fitting and being remembered for a movie that fits in that era. This movie to me kind of looks forgettable in that way. Yeah. It looks kind of run-of-the-mill, bland, everything you've seen before.
Yeah. Well, pop quiz. The original Flatliners was an Academy Award nominated movie.
Out of 10.
It was. Best sound editing.
That guy earned it then.
He earned his paycheck on that one. Right. So, I have a minor attachment to the original. So, I'm really interested on your take. So, midnight it, stream it, forget it. Where are you at?
Unfortunately, I think with this updated version, I'm going to forget it. Not enough there. I like some of the psychological thriller ideas, but I do not like the turn to horror that I saw at the end of this trailer. For my opinion, I think I'd rather just watch the original. Forget this one, but maybe go watch the original and kind of, I think seeing that version is going to be just as good.
Yeah. No, I encourage you to do that and probably forget this one because that is what I'm going to do as well. I just can't see this update being anything really worthwhile. Was the original a masterpiece? No, but there was interesting things about that one that I just don't feel like this one's going to have. That turn to horror, I agree, I feel like is going to detract. So there's really nothing I see at this point to make me want to watch this movie, so forget it.
Double forget it. Blinken, listen to me, they've taken the castle.
I thought it felt a bit drafty. God, this never would have happened if your father was still alive.
He's dead?
Yes.
And my mother?
She died of pneumonia. What? Oh, you were away.
Oh. My brothers?
Killed by the plague.
My dog? Pongo?
Run over by a carriage.
My goldfish? Goldie?
Eaten by the cat.
My cat?
Choked on the goldfish. It's good to be back, isn't it, Master Robin?